Hi guys, welcome back. Let's now do a pre-market analysis for silver. We start on the weekly. You can see that after all this weakening to the downside, building up this sell side liquidity, price finally traded lower and took out those lows and has come back to the 22.5 level of supply and demand from the $24 level. On the daily, you can see that price has finally traded outside this consolidation here and is now trading below. But you can see before that happened, this buy side liquidity was cleared, these highs were cleared too, and price filled this imbalance up to the midpoint exactly before it started dropping with a lot of volume. Now, on the daily, you can see that structure is now bearish. Why? Because the previous daily structure points were here, here, and up here. So, since price has traded below this low over here, that means that it's now bearish on this higher time frame. And where do I see it trading to? At least to fill out this daily imbalance over here. There was the weekly imbalance, but this daily is clearer. So up to the point price fills this imbalance here and trades to 21.5. So that's about $1 drop, because you can see there's still this imbalance here below the 25.5 level that hasn't been cleared since price was in a very large bull run there. So if we come move our daily levels and go to our 4-hour chart, on the 4-hour, okay, this was Friday's things. On the 4-hour, you can see it clearer. I was saying that this buy side liquidity was cleared here. This imbalance was filled halfway. All these highs were taken out before price traded lower and ultimately broke structure to the downside. So if we mark out the 4-hour structure points, this is the new lower low. And here, this is the previous one. And the current high, because there's no lower high. So since price is now bearish on this time frame, I'm expecting to short the market long term, so we can see price moving to our targets in the imbalance to the downside. You can see here, these are fib levels, and this the 50% coincides with the 4-hour level of supply and demand. The 38% coincides with these structure lows, these lows which were broken, because you can see price had not closed below here with a candlestick. It just closed and went back up, so there was a lot of volume to the downside, and there is still volume to the downside. You can see price has come and bounced off this level of supply and demand. So expect this liquidity to be taken below here. So what I'm waiting for is a retracement and then an expansion to the downside. On the hourly, you can see price better. This hourly structure is different. It was here, here, and here. Now it is broken. Now the hourly structure points are here, here, and here. So still same leg that we're waiting for a retracement on. And there's imbalance on the 4. I forgot on this. Yep, that's because it's all bearish. Then there's some imbalance up here, but the probability of that being filled is pretty low. So you expect the imbalance to be filled at least midpoint, which is here. Before we take a short. So let's go to the lower time frames. Let's go to the 15. and check it out on the 15 minute. Our structure is here, 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 then we traded lower. So this is our structure point. Actually, structure has already changed on this lower time frame, because you can see here was a lower low, then price came and broke this high. So here there is a change of character. On this lower time frame. So here, that's why we're expecting the retracement higher. You can see it has been confirmed by this change of character on this lower time frame. So if we draw our Asian range, so overall I'm expecting to sell, because that's what has the highest probability of happening, playing out. But then before that, I'd expect a retracement. You can trade the retracement, since you can see that it has been confirmed by this change of character here. So there's a possibility to trade this retracement, wait for price to reach here, and take a long up to at least $23, because you can see this is where we can see the hourly previous structure low, and then this is also the 38.2 level of the Fib. So price has to at least trade to there before continuing with its move down. You can also see this buy side liquidity here, but since it's a retracement move, there's a lower probability of it playing out. My overall move is the sell, so we'll just have to wait and see where price decides to start dropping from. But that's what I do prior to the drop. If you like the content, like, share, subscribe, and check out the links in the description for an awesome FTMO discount, so you can trade large capital to make large profits. On gold, if we start on the weekly, you can see that price has been in a bullish run since October 2022. It's taken out all the buy side liquidity and has filled out this imbalance fully, and then it has formed a very large engulfing candlestick on this level of supply and demand. So I'd be more inclined to sell this market than buy to at least this 1830 level, considering that's where the previous bearish candle on this time frame is, and also this is January's low, so there's a lot of volume there. So you can see this is a sell signal on the weekly. If we move to the daily, you can see that price came, retraced, traded above this level, and then broke structure to the downside and took out these lows, and has traded to this previous daily bearish candlestick. This is interesting. So you can see that structure has been broken on this time frame, which means that now I'm looking to sell of the daily levels. So what we can see is that structure has changed on this time frame. So overall, I'm looking to sell, not to buy. If we go to the 4-hour chart, what you can see is that structure has been broken. Structure was bullish because these were the levels. So price traded into this imbalance, just touched it. I was expecting for it to reach at least midpoint, but it didn't. But then these were our overall targets regardless, the 1960 level. So structure has been broken to the downside here. Okay, this was filled out, so clear it in this too. You can see that this previous structure low coincides with the 38% of the fibs. And that's where that's the closest area I'd be looking to sell, because even though price has a probability of dropping before it reaches that level, it's a lower probability. So I'd be looking right now to buy up to this point, or maybe even this 1915 level of supply and demand, because the reason it was broken that much is with this volume is because of all this weakening to the downside and all these ups and downs and equal lows. So you can see a lot of the imbalance has been filled. Let's draw out the new imbalance to the upside. Okay, so that's our imbalance. You can see that the midpoint of this imbalance coincides with the 38.2 level of supply and demand, which is also the previous structure low. So I'd look for price to trade to here, but you can see this weak high and low, so price may also come up and take out liquidity above here before continuing this move down. But this area has higher probability. So now you can see that price has come to this 1870 level of supply and demand and is rejecting. So it has formed an engulfing candlestick. So I'd expect a small retracement prior to the market continuing with down move. And you come to the hourly, you can see the same structure has been broken to the downside. This is weak highs and lows. There's a small consolidation before the major expansion to the downside. We go to the 15. Check out our Asian range. Here there's really no structure. There is no price hasn't done much on this time frame. So let's move. Yeah. The midpoint is this one, which coincides with the 1870 level of supply and demand. So here I'd be looking to buy, but because of this volume, the probabilities of that happening is not that high. But since the retracement levels I'm waiting for are higher, it only makes sense to just buy the retracement and then sell the major move to 1830 from here. So let's see how it plays out. Like, share, subscribe, like the content, and have a nice trading day. Peace.